Hello everybody, I am the Worm and welcome back to Danganronpa V3. We are right in the thick of things, so let's go ahead and get straight back to it. I don't really see a reason to recap anything, I just want to see what happens. This has been pretty crazy so far, and we need to hear what Maki has to say, so let's go ahead and see what's in store. Oh yeah, Mono Cubs have they've been gone for a while at this point. Still wonder what the point of them was. Okay.
The flashback light became the motive.
I mean, that's usually been the case. So, but in this particular instance, let's see exactly how.
When Kokichi remembered that he was a remnant of despair, I planned to kill him. I thought that if I killed him, this game, and the battle between hope and despair, would end.
Wait, when Kokichi remembered? When did that happen?
I was confident in my talent as an assassin. I knew I would be able to do it.
We've tried to end this killing game before, but...
You were naive.
Huh?
That's what I thought. I knew Kokichi would take advantage of my naivete, simply because it's him.
Maki totally gets me!
That's why. I needed to settle it myself. I took the poison arrows and the crossbow, and broke into the hangar with an exisal.
Okay.
But when I entered the hangar, I saw something I never expected.
Alright. Hit us with it.
Kaito and Kokichi were fighting each other.
Oh my.
Kokichi was shot in the arm with a crossbow arrow, probably by Kaito when he fought back.
That is an interesting look on Kokichi's face. That is, certainly rare. It looks like he's frightened or worried. Certainly worried, but maybe even frightened. That's, quite something. Of course, having been shot in the arm, I've never been shot in the arm, but I can imagine if I ever, if I ever would get shot in the arm, whether by crossbow or something else, I would certainly, not be doing very well, so yeah. But it's just interesting that, it's coming from Kokichi.
Both of them stopped and looked at the exisal, most likely surprised by its sudden appearance. Kokichi immediately took out his remote and attempted to control the exisal I was in. I jumped out of the exisal before he could, and shot Kokichi in the back with an arrow. That should have been enough to stop him, since the arrow was coated with poison.
The Strike 9 poison, correct? But why pick that particular poison? Some of the poisons in my lab were far more lethal.
I wanted Kokichi to confess his true intentions before he died.
And you probably brought the antidote with you too, right?
And find out why he was always lying and trying to confuse us.
What do you mean?
If he was the mastermind, it would have been easier for him to hide in the shadows, right? He could have made it seem as if the late Junko was secretly behind this killing game. That way, he could reveal himself as the surprise mastermind to liven up the game. Because of his suspicious actions, anyone would already suspect him as the mastermind. Especially with that message in the courtyard.
That's true.
Kokichi said it was a hint, but was it necessary for him to go out of his way just for a hint?
As a remnant of despair, I imagine he wanted to feel the despair of his plan being thwarted.
Yeah, I mean, that's not unprecedented. I can recall the end of DR1, where Junko... Well, it's precisely as Kibo describes here. Junko having her plans thwarted, as he phrased it, was, I suppose, pleased with feeling despair herself.
I think that if he wanted the thrill, he would have carried out the plan carefully. So when his carefully laid out plan goes to waste, he would be in utter despair.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maki must have wanted to hear it directly from Kokichi himself.
But it was pointless. I was a fool for thinking I could have a serious talk with him.
Well, what did he say?
What are you talking about? Remnants of despair? What's that? I don't understand anything you're saying. But anyway, why are you starting a killing game when it should have ended? You already know it's all meaningless, and that I'm the mastermind. Do you love killing that much?
Shut up, you asshole! I realized it was pointless to continue the conversation, so I shot the final arrow.
Uh-oh.
But then...
Oh, no.
What?
Kaito protected Kokichi?
Wow, that... Ugh. Oh man, I mean, that's... that is certainly a possibility I should have thought. Because there was always the question, how did Kaito get that shot in his arm on the sleeve there? And we know that Kaito had a crossbow, but ever since it was revealed that she brought her own, I suppose that was on the table, this possibility. Man. I mean, the only other possibility, or one of the only other possibilities I could think of would be something like, you know, Kokichi somehow getting the crossbow away from Kaito and using it on him, but... Man, did I just not want to think of such a possibility? Oh, that's awful. Yeah, okay. I can certainly see why Maki has been feeling a certain way lately. Ugh.
Why? Why would Kaito protect Kokichi?
The only thing I could think is that Kokichi must have said something to him, or Kaito didn't want Maki to murder, you know? After getting to know each other, Kaito didn't want Maki to, you know, lower herself to doing something like killing again. Either way, oh man.
At that moment, my mind went blank. I knew I had to do something about the poison. I rushed to Shuichi's research lab for the antidote.
Oh, you didn't bring it with you at... Oh. That's quite the mistake. Oh, man.
So you didn't have the antidote with you at the time?
Now, I gotta say, I'm no expert on poison handling, but I feel like just as a precaution, I'd take the antidote with me if I was, you know, taking poison anywhere with me.
I used Strike 9 poison to torture Kokichi for info, but I planned to kill him from the start.
That's so mean!
But that was my first mistake. Because of that...
You what?
I ended up killing Kaito.
Oh, boy. Well. Shucks. This is not good. Alright, what's the game plan here, guys? I'm not sure what we do now.
When I returned with the antidote, the hangar shutter had been closed. I assumed it was Kokichi's doing, but because of that, I couldn't enter the hangar anymore. I needed to give Kaito the antidote somehow, so I went to the bathroom window. Kaito, can you hear me? Quick, drink this antidote! After calling out to him, I chucked the antidote through the bathroom window.
Hang on. Empty bottle. Empty bottle. Someone used it.
Kaito noticed it and grabbed the antidote, but Kokichi stole it from him.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, but I can't die here, since I'm the mastermind of this killing game.
Wait! There's only one antidote!
Oh, you don't have to worry about Kaito. He fulfilled his dream, right? He already went to space.
Oof. Technically true.
Damn it!
Stop!
Phew, I feel so much better. I guess that's a wrap.
Wow, he just drank the whole thing? Ruthless. I mean, I don't know how much... I don't know what the serving size is. I'm not sure... Do you have to drink it all to survive, or what? Because depending on whether, you know... if it's only... If that whole bottle is meant for only one person, then that's that. But if you only needed to drink, say, half of it, you know, then that's especially ruthless.
Or maybe not, because now another class trial is going to start.
Class trial?
You'll be the Blackened for this case, you know. The Blackened who killed Kaito.
I killed...
Shut it! Screw the class trials. Like hell am I gonna let you have your way?
Kaito! Why did you protect Kokichi? If you didn't help him, then...
I couldn't help it. Even if it's Kokichi, I can't have you kill anybody.
Yep. There it is.
What?
Aww, Kaito wasn't protecting me. He was protecting Maki. The situation just got way worse, huh? Maki is gonna become the Blackened responsible for killing you. All because you protected me!
Don't you worry, Makiro. I'm not gonna die that easily. Just leave it to me. I'll put an end to this killing game.
You're still full of energy, even like that. You really are not boring.
What?
I want to see what a dying Kaito can do. So, show me what you've got. I won't meddle with your plans.
What are you...
Don't mind me. Run, Makiro. Just hurry up and run. Run and live. You gotta live.
But I refused to give up. I tried to enter the hangar by breaking the control panel with my knife.
Okay, those are the slashes.
In the end, I couldn't.
So that's where the marks on the control panel came from, huh?
After that, I returned to the bathroom window once more, but I didn't see anyone. The bathroom door was closed. I called out, but neither Kaito nor Kokichi answered. I couldn't do anything anymore. All I could do was leave. That's when I made up my mind. As the Blackened who killed Kaito, I would kill Kokichi during this class trial, in exchange for all of your lives.
So that's what happened.
Then Kokichi, knowing what he knew, still helped Maki cover up her crime?
Was that why you smushed Kaito in the hydraulic press?
Kaito wanted Maki to be spotless. As his friend, I felt obliged to help him.
How dare you! Make fun of him! You call yourself a friend? You enjoyed watching us suffer! You fucking asshole!
Ooh, Maki is so scary. Good thing I'm in this exosol. Pretty sure Maki would have already killed me if I was out there in the flesh. So, what are everyone's plans now?
Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know what my plan is now. Well, first, I want to appreciate what Maki's done here and telling us everything, and, you know, thus showing that we've regained her trust. You know, it's awfully brave to admit that you, are the killer, essentially. Now, of course, I still don't think that's the whole story. There was that interesting bit at the end there where Kaito claimed that he was going to end the Kill game, and, you know, that could just be bluster and him just trying to put on a brave face. But it's interesting that Kokichi seemed to think that, you know, he had a plan, and so he said, okay, if you really do have a plan to end this Killing game, sure, go ahead, I'm not going to stop you, I want to see what you're going to do. And then they left the bathroom, so something else happened there. Now, a possibility that, you know, I'm trying to think in the style of what would Kaito do here. I think it's possible he may have done something like suicide. And to, you know, that's to try and, because at this point, Maki's the Blackened, and so I could imagine that scenario where Kaito sacrifices himself, essentially turning himself into the Blackened in order to save Maki. And I mean, with everything we have now, with the video, with Maki's story, the fact that he took the antidote, I mean, it really seems like it's Kokichi in there at this point. There are still some weird points to this, like the fact that he's still being obscured in the Exisol. Monokuma still brought up that question. The fact that, you know, it's a voice changer in there. The fact that Kokichi's clothes ended up flushed down the toilet. What was that all about? I'm still somewhat suspicious, but it's getting harder to... it's getting harder to doubt that it's Kokichi in there. At least for now. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, so... I suppose the plan now is to try to keep figuring this out, but I'm not sure what angle we go from here. This Exisol Kokichi, is he gonna give us anything, or what? Because... I mean, we could just start trying to ask him questions, like, hey, why were your clothes in the toilet? What's up with that? Oh, poor Kaito. Now, you know, seeing him do that stuff there, now it's hitting me. Because before, when we weren't sure, I mean, even when we were shown that video with the press, I still wanted to think there was something off. But now, ah, man. Okay, let's move on. What are we thinking, Shuichi?
With the truth out in the open, who are you guys gonna vote for? You can vote for me, But if you do, we'll all die together. Or vote for Maki and live. Well, choose whichever you want. I don't care either way.
Why? Why are you so calm? Your life depends on this too.
Who cares? Just choose already. Come on, who are you gonna vote for?
Interesting that when Maki confronted Kokichi, he seemed to not recognize remnants of despair. What do we take from that? Is it just the thought that because he's the mastermind, and this is so clearly another killing game in the same vein as the previous killing games, that it must be, you know, including Monokuma, obviously, that it's the remnants of despair organizing this, and so if he's the mastermind, he must obviously be part of the remnants of despair, and so then it'd be odd that he wouldn't recognize that. And so, what does that mean? Because he still claimed to be the mastermind, even after, you know, in that scene in the bathroom. After Maki had thrown in the antidote, he still claimed to be the mastermind after that point. I'm a bit confused. I think it's too far now. No, it's not too far. Let's see. When Kokichi remembered that he was a remnant of despair, I planned to kill him. I'm a bit confused about this. Because she didn't bring the flashlight with her. Flashback light. When Kokichi remembered. That implies that he doesn't initially remember? What do you mean, Maki? I'm confused. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm just not reading this correctly, or I'm a bit confused what this implies. Well, whichever it is, he didn't remember. He was confused by remnants of despair, so I'm not sure about that. Okay.
No, we can't vote yet. We don't have the whole truth.
Okay, I mean, this is certainly the path I prefer. Let's see if he's able to convince everyone to go with it.
This case isn't over.
Huh?
Thank you for telling us everything, Maki. Thanks to you, I finally understand. There's another hidden truth within your testimony.
A hidden truth?
Yes, I'm positive. Because there's something wrong with the testimony you've given us.
Oh, no. Control panel. This one? No.
Oh no!
Oh, I forgot how much health I had. Or didn't have. This part. No.
I was wrong!
Well, this is not a good way to start this. This one? Oh my goodness. Did I just fail?
No.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
That's it!
Oh, wait, you mean the...
Maki said she used a knife to try to break the control panel and
Wait,
enter
which...
the hangar. But that doesn't make sense, because there's an alarm system on the shutter.
Okay, no, I didn't get this. No. Sorry, I thought I understood what he was going to say, but I did not... No, okay, I didn't see this one.
Oh yeah! The alarm should have gone off if someone got close to the shutter.
I was too focused to notice at the time. But now that you mention it, it is odd.
Okay, I just completely forgot about the alarm.
the sensor just missed her.
Nah, the security there isn't that sloppy. If a shady person got near the shutter, the alarm would have gone off without question.
Well, thank you for that, Monokuma.
Then why didn't the alarm go off?
Like I told you, this isn't over. There's still a hidden truth to find.
Well, I'm gonna have to thread the needle here. Because I'm one mistake away from losing. Okay, so we know there's two... The first thought that comes into my mind, we know there were two other electro bombs. Was one of them used here? And thus, the alarm was off at the time? Maybe? Straight into a non-stop debate. Okay, this isn't gonna go well. Alright.
I did attempt to enter the hangar. And I tried to destroy the control panel with my knife.
Yeah,
At the
okay.
time, the alarm system didn't go off.
But if you had approached the shutter, the alarm would have activated with 100% certainty.
Maybe it was just broken.
Perhaps it was turned to a special setting?
Or maybe Maki is telling a lie. Did you really try to break the control panel with him?
I'm not going to tell any more lies.
Okay. Okay, so Shuichi said the alarm was working properly.
I did attempt to enter the hangar.
Let's read these. Oh, wait, the alarm can be disabled with the alarm remote? Kokichi probably had that, right?
And I tried
No.
to destroy the control panel
Not for... Okay.
with my knife. At the time, the alarm system didn't go off.
But if you had approached the shutter, the alarm would have activated with 100% certainty.
Maybe it was just broken.
I think it's probably the 100% certainty.
Perhaps turned to a special setting?
Or maybe that
Maki
one,
is
actually.
telling a lie.
It's one of those two, I
Did you
think.
really try to break the control panel with him?
I'm not going to tell any more lies. I did attempt to enter the hangar.
Okay.
And I tried to destroy the control panel with my knife. At the time, the alarm system didn't go off.
But if you had approached the shutter, the alarm would have activated with 100% certainty.
Fail. And then I lose. Whoopsie daisy.
Is this...
Retry.
We can't let it in?
Okay. Then it has to
I
be,
did
or I
attempt
think
to
it's
enter the hangar.
Tsumugi's statement
And I
then.
tried to destroy the control panel with my knife. At the time, the alarm system didn't go off.
But if you had approached the shutter, the alarm would have activated with 100% certainty.
Maybe it was just broken.
Perhaps it was turned to a special setting?
No.
Oh no!
Well, this isn't going well.
I did attempt to enter the hangar. And I tried to destroy the control panel with my knife. At the time, the alarm system didn't go off.
But if you had approached the shutter, the alarm would have activated
This one?
100% certainty.
Okay. So, yeah.
There is a way to disable the alarm system. An electro bomb would take it down.
I mean, yeah, that's what... I mean, you all heard me say it, right? Before we got into that non-stop debate, I said, you know, that Kokichi had the other electro bomb. I was thrown off because at the end of that nonstop debate, Shuichi said, "We know it was working." And that confused me, and that made me think that it was, okay, someone had, or Shuichi, or Kokichi, or whoever had the alarm remote had shut it off, but okay. Yeah, alright. Man. I know that losing doesn't, I mean, there's not a lot of stakes here. We just immediately hit retry and went back at it, but it still doesn't, or rather, it still feels frustrating, especially when it's something, you know, I knew the answer, I just didn't know, I don't know, I feel like I was misdirected into saying the wrong thing. Oh well, okay, move on.
But Maki only had one bomb, and she used it during the raid this morning.
Then the only other person who could have used one is Kokichi, right?
Huh? Why would I use an electro bomb? I had no reason to shut off the alarm, right? I'd be at a disadvantage if I did that.
I guess so. I can't come up with a reason why Kokichi would want to cut the alarm.
I've got it! Disabling the alarm system wasn't the real objective.
What?
Oh. Maybe this?
That's it!
Okay, but... Alright, I'm a bit...
It was to deactivate the safety function on the press.
Okay, explain this to me, because I feel like this doesn't make sense.
Deactivate the safety function?
The Electrobomb wouldn't have just taken down the alarm system. It also would have disabled the hydraulic press's safety function.
Okay, but... Question. Sorry. Apologies if this is a silly question. I mean, I'm thinking what you're going to say next is he's going to use the hydraulic press for something. But... Isn't the hydraulic... Hang on. Interfere with electromagnetic waves, rendering electronic communications and sensors unusable. Okay, but it doesn't disable all machines. And I guess we do understand that because Kibo was still up and walking around. Okay. Gotcha. So just because, and this is just my ignorance talking, so just because the hydraulic press is a, you know, machine that presumably runs on electricity, that is not what, the Electrobomb doesn't interfere with everything electronic, just specifically electromagnetic waves, excuse me. Okay. Gotcha. I should have realized that with Kibo. I mean, I think I even said something about that at the time.
That's true, but why would he do that?
There's only one reason that anyone would want to do that. If I'm right, it means that we've been thinking about this all wrong.
Oh man, did he... Again, this is going along the thought of Kaito's suicide route. He had Kokichi use the Electrobomb, and then he went up there, Kaito went up there, pressed the button, and then went down there and... Oh man.
All wrong.
I think that.
That's it!
Ah.
Kaito's cause of death.
What?
If the Electrobomb was used while Maki was trying to deliver the antidote...
This is gonna sting. This is gonna hurt.
Maybe Kaito didn't die by poison. It could be something else entirely.
The hydraulic press, right?
This is it! The hydraulic press. Kaito could have been killed by the press after all.
What? He could have?
If the safety was off, the press could have crushed Kaito while he was still alive.
Right after I threw the antidote, I tried to open the shutter. So, Kaito should have still been alive.
And if he was crushed by the hydraulic press after that, then we have our cause of death.
If that's the case, it'd mean the one who killed Kaito wasn't Maki.
It would be whoever was operating the hydraulic press. Kokichi.
I guess, I don't know. I was thinking it was a suicide. But I don't know how, you know, Kaito he'd been shot. He was under the effects of the poison. Maybe he wouldn't have been able to run down there in time. So maybe it is Kokichi. Okay, so not suicide then. Of course, that puts Kokichi quite some danger, but if it's not boring, maybe that's okay? Huh.
I see. Very impressive. The hydraulic press could have been the cause of death. But that's just a possibility.
What do you mean?
It's possible that I killed Kaito with the press, but there's no way to know. Kaito's death could have been either the poison arrow or the hydraulic press. Both causes are possible, but you'll never be able to determine it. No matter what.
No matter what?
That's not true. We can probably solve this mystery too. Right, Shuichi?
Oh man. Well, I mean, I know the answer I want to say. I have a lot of health. Let's just do it. Alright, that hurts. I mean, yeah, we didn't get to see the body.
I hate to admit it, but Kokichi is right. We have no way to prove the cause of death.
What did you say?
You can't check the body, and you don't have any conclusive evidence. You can't deduce any more from here on out. There's no way to know what happened. But I know, because I was actually involved.
So that's what you were trying to do. You were trying to commit an unsolvable murder.
That's not the first time someone has attempted to do such a thing. And the last time that person tried to do it, it was a pretty dang good trial. So let's see how this one turns out.
Do you finally get it? Yep, that was my plan. The gimmick of this murder case isn't the unknown victim, but rather the unknowable culprit. No one understands but me. Only I know the answer. There's no more room for deduction here. Choose the culprit with your own intuition.
Intuition?
Are you troubled? I'm sure robots don't have intuition, right? But there's nothing you can do about it. This is just how the trial goes.
Okay, that was a bit of a... That was a bit of a robophobic insult there, so...
So, who is the culprit? Maki or me? The heart-racing excitement as the blackened and the spotless face off! It's voting time!
Hey, I don't think you get to decide that. Wait, what? It is? Get out of here, what? I was not prepared for this. What do you mean? Okay, let's just do what I'm sure is expected of me.
Hey! decides when it's voting time.
Thank you, Monokuma.
Oh, come on. No one's gonna figure out the truth. Let's just vote already. This won't be a problem, right, Monokuma? Because you know who the culprit is, don't you? Just like you always do.
Huh? Yes, of course.
Yeah? What kind of a reaction is that?
The culprit, you say? Yes, of course I know.
Oh my goodness, wait a second. Wait a second, hold on. An electro bomb. An electro bomb went off. And Monokuma, as is tradition, always uses cameras everywhere to see what's going on. Could it be the case that in this time, in the couple hours, all the cameras were off and he couldn't actually see? Oh my goodness. This is a very fascinating turn.
Why do you seem so flustered?
Monokuma doesn't even know who the culprit is? Wow.
Flustered? Me? What are you talking about?
I guess that could be there, because there were a couple moments where Monokuma was seemed to be asking questions or encouraging us to solve the mysteries. It's because Monokuma doesn't know? Wow. Well, for one, that's kind of hilarious. I actually kind of really like that. But on another point, I feel like that pushes along the thought that Monokuma is, a separate entity from the Mastermind. At this point, that being Kokichi, right? Because Kokichi would clearly know, but Monokuma doesn't seem to. And then if Kokichi didn't tell Monokuma, what do we take from that?
Monokuma, do you not know who the culprit is either?
Huh? Oh, what do you mean I don't know? What don't I know, huh?
You don't know, do you?
What does this mean? Why doesn't Monokuma know who the culprit is?
Yes, that's it! So that's what Kokichi's real objective was.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Kokichi wasn't just trying to commit a murder that we couldn't figure out. He was trying to commit a murder that Monokuma couldn't figure out either.
Oh my goodness. If this has been Kokichi's plan this whole time... Okay. Maybe I have to revise my estimation of Kokichi here. I mean, I still don't like the guy, but I can certainly recognize the... What would it be? The gumption, the ambition, to try to bamboozle Monokuma. Okay.
A murder Monokuma can figure out?
What's the point of that? Kokichi's the one who's controlling Monokuma.
Well, I don't know about that, Himiko. That was always ever since the beginning of this whole game, this whole story, that was something I was not sure about. That being this Mastermind and Monokuma.
But consider how many elements of this case would be cleared up. Prior to this case, Monokuma always knew the specific details of each crime, correct?
Oh, that's right. And the file was, they prepped us for this because they've had previous files withhold information. But this one is particularly sparse.
That must mean that he was using some way of monitoring us.
Perhaps there are hidden cameras, strategically placed to avoid our detection.
I can't say for certain, but he must be keeping watch somehow. Kokichi probably used the Electrobomb to scramble whatever that was. The Electrobomb would prevent any cameras from sending video wirelessly.
Which means it wouldn't matter where the surveillance cameras were hidden.
Like I said, what's the point? Kokichi's the one who's controlling Monokuma!
Before we determine that for sure, I want to make one thing clear.
Yeah, what do we do? Monokuma. What are the rules now? I'm confused.
If the objective were to create a crime that would stump Monokuma, the Exisals... Yes, the Exisals weren't protecting Monokuma. They were...
Guarding. Well, watching him?
That's it!
Oh man, so this does make it... This
They were
increasingly...
watching Monokuma.
That makes it increasingly likely that... Yeah, this is something Kokichi was setting up from the start here. Wow.
Watching him?
Yes. Remember what Monokuma said earlier in the investigation? If they were protecting him like bodyguards, they wouldn't have been facing him. They would have been scanning the area, watching us. But they weren't. That implies that they weren't watching us. They were watching him.
Again, it's a bit... I feel a bit meh on this idea because it feels like and throughout all the rest of Danganronpa, Monokuma is just able to instantly appear and disappear whenever he wills. Plus, as we've seen even in this one, if one of Monokuma gets destroyed, you know, usually another takes his place. So it's a bit weird to me that he seems to have suddenly been confined to a singular Monokuma robot, and he can't escape. That seems off to me, but
They were trying to make sure that Monokuma wouldn't go near the crime scene.
That reminds me. Before I stole an Exisal, all 4 units were focused on Monokuma. That's why when I stole one to enter the hangar, the other 3 didn't pursue me.
So Monokuma must have been talking about Maki. She didn't want to share that information because it would have linked her to the murder. In which case, it could only be Maki.
You're right.
So to summarize this discussion, Kokichi used the Electrobomb in the hangar and the Exisals to watch Monokuma, thereby creating a scenario in which Monokuma has no idea who the culprit is?
I told you there's no point! Kokichi's the one who's controlling Monokuma!
No, Kokichi might not be controlling Monokuma at all.
What?
yeah, I mean, you guys should have your memories of the previous Killing games, right? You should know that there was, you know, a whole alter ego of Junko, an AI, Monokuma.
But Kokichi's the mastermind, right? Shouldn't he be controlling Monokuma?
Kokichi might not be the mastermind.
Okay, this is going a step further.
Remember that the only reason we think that is because Kokichi told us. Monokuma hasn't said a word about that. It's possible that Kokichi is just lying to us.
No way I lied! I'm definitely controlling Monokuma. The mastermind of the Killing game is totally me. The one who pitted humanity's last survivors against each other is... all me, baby.
Right. He's a remnant of despair. How do we forget that?
But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's the mastermind.
Well, I guess. But is that really possible?
Well, Monokuma,
I can't answer that without causing problems, because I gotta run this trial fair and squat.
Even more reason to give us the answer. If you don't tell us the truth right now, you'll be an accomplice to Kokichi's lies. Does that sound like a fair game? Would you say this class trial is fair?
Gotta say, I love how Monokuma is getting backed into a corner here.
Yeah, tell us! Is Kokichi the real mastermind or not?
No need to think about it. You're being way too forward, you know?
Aren't you normally the forward one? I mean, I don't mind, because that's probably part of your strategy, too. But in the interest of fairness, I suppose it's time to tell the truth.
Okay.
Unlike the lies you love so much, the truth should be impartial to everyone.
And what is that truth?
I'm not being controlled by Kokichi, because he's not the mastermind.
Okay. I mean, there's been so much doubt. It's been so... It feels like there's been certainly quite a few avenues of suspicion regarding this, but here we have it said flat out. Okay, now that raises just the question again of, is there a mastermind at all? Again, from the very beginning of this game, because remember, this was something that was suggested by, if I'm remembering correctly, was it Kaede? I think she's the one who first suggested that there was a mastermind at all, I think. And I didn't know if that was something that I didn't know if that was true, or if that was something we should just assume. Because, you know, previous Danganronpa games, you know, they've had traitors in different, you know, and the form that traitor took was different. And yeah, in DR1, technically the mastermind was one of the contestants, or one of the students, but, you know, hidden away from us pretty much the whole time. Kaede was assuming it was one of us currently participating in the killing game and not hiding away somewhere. So... yeah, I mean, I think that just brings up, it is once, for me at least, it's once again in doubt whether or not there's actually a mastermind.
Is that really true?
Kokichi was just messing with you. I never once said he was the mastermind.
Then it was all Kokichi's lie?
And it was all Kokichi's lie in service to this plot to get one over on Monokuma, huh?
Yeah, that is what that would mean. With the key from the last motive, he was the first to learn the truth of the outside world. Based on his deductions, he fabricated a lie to make you all think he was the mastermind.
I see. Kokichi's own deductions.
His deductions got a lot of details right, though. Pretty impressive, honestly.
But what about the Exisals? If Kokichi wasn't the mastermind, how'd he control them so easily?
Well, he got the remote, but from where?
He just used Mew's remote control, right?
Say what? Okay, I'm, gotta admit, I had forgotten about this. I didn't know that, I don't remember this being a thing.
So the remote that Kokichi was using was made by Mew?
Can we get a flashback on this? I missed this one.
Oh, you didn't know? Mew not only invented the electro bomb and the electro hammer, she also made a remote control that can hijack any electronic device.
Oh, we just, we weren't told that. Okay. Interesting. That's certainly handy-dandy.
Kokichi just slapped a receiver on each of the exosouls and took them for a spin.
Hey, isn't it a bit unfair to tell them all that?
Fairness has nothing to do with it. I offered up that info purely out of spite. Spite towards you for trying to usurp the Mastermind's role and take over the game.
Well, whatever. It's way more interesting to defeat an enemy who plays dirty anyway.
What's going on? It seems like they're actually fighting.
There's no doubt about it. Kokichi isn't the Mastermind.
Were we just being dragged around by Kokichi's lies the whole time?
Yeah, as usual, actually.
What were you trying to accomplish by pretending to be the Mastermind, Kokichi?
Yeah! Now you're gonna be all quiet? This is so frustrating.
Then if he's not the Mastermind, who is?
Why are you so certain there's even a Mastermind to begin with?
Thank you, Monokuma. Man, it's weird to... that sounds weird coming out of my mouth. But yeah, that's... that was my question. Okay.
What do you mean?
Why, that's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know.
But I wanna know.
Boy, do I hope not. I hope it's not Junko again. But I suppose if there's no Mastermind and it is Alter Ego Junko / Monokuma again, then I guess it would be. So what do I even say here? I guess maybe I actually want there to be a Mastermind. I don't know anymore. Okay.
Anyway, this conversation has flown off the rails. Let's get things back on track.
I mean, is that something we should be speculating on right now? If there is a Mastermind and they're not already dead, that we do not have many suspects. Kokichi is not marked, or excuse me, he's just been confirmed not to be. I mean, we're from Shuichi's perspective. It's not gonna be like... Do you remember in the prologue with Kaede? And, you know, we were from her perspective, but they made some of the scenes just vague enough so that, you know, unless you were really paying attention and were already suspicious, I think, you wouldn't get that she was planning a murder. I mean, it's not going to be something like Shuichi's the Mastermind and, you know, they've just been cleverly obfuscating that fact. I mean, what? Maybe it's Kibo? I mean, he's been having this weird voice in his head this whole time. Maybe he's not even that aware of it. He's just doing what the voice tells him to. Maybe he's the guy. Himeko? Maki? Tsumugi? I mean, what? What are we talking about here? Maybe it's Tsumugi. She's kind of, you know, of all the characters we've had in this game, she's just kind of been, even with her cosplay stuff, she's kind of been the most nondescript, kind of just low-key, kind of normal. Is that really a, you know, a mask? I don't know what to think now.
This class trial is to figure out who the culprit is, not the Mastermind. So, yeah, get to talking.
Hey, why don't you join us, Monokuma, since you want to know too? Step on down. Take a podium.
I agree. Before we worry about who the Mastermind is or what my intent is, let's figure out the culprit!
But Monokuma doesn't know who it is. How is he supposed to confirm the results?
We don't need to worry about that. Let's just leave the decision-making to Monokuma. But you gotta run the class trial too, so no mistakes, okay?
Are you trying to get me to do something?
You've been watching us solve all these cases, but you can't be a spectator anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
You're gonna participate in the class trial from here on out.
Oh my goodness.
So, let's resume this class trial. Monokuma, you gotta use your brain too. This will be the final class trial. Me versus Monokuma.
Seriously?
You versus Monokuma?
When I play a game, I intend to win. But what's considered winning in this game? Beating the other players? No. Beating the game's mastermind is the true victory. And that's how I'll win! That's why I decided to challenge Monokuma! If I can deceive Monokuma till the very end, then I'll be the winner!
Okay. I gotta say, you know, obviously we've not finished this, but just on this whole concept alone of challenging Monokuma and forcing him to participate, I just really like that idea. So this trial gets a lot of points just for that.
You're dragging us around like this? Just so you can win a game?
As I suspected, your thought process defies all logic.
But since the outside world is in total ruin, this game is the only entertainment we have. At least I can enjoy this game to the fullest and feel good winning.
You really are a remnant of despair. Your way of thinking is just chaotic.
Remnant of despair?
Yeah, why do you keep... I mean, Okay, we know he's not the mastermind, so it's... Maki did not bring the flashback light with her, so... Yeah, I guess he doesn't have those memories.
Whatevs. Let's just get this started. If the students or Monokuma don't know who the culprit is, then I'm the winner!
Don't underestimate me, or Shuichi and the others, for that matter. It's just like a remnant of despair to try to assume control of the game. But these kids are all that's left of Hope's Peak Academy. If you think they're gonna make this easy for you, you better think again.
Whose side are you taking here?
Side? Isn't it obvious? Monokuma joins your party.
Oh, man.
Who invited you?
Now, let's join forces and unravel the truth behind this case.
This is weird. This is very weird, but at the same time, I don't know. It's very funny to me.
Well, we were going to do it anyway.
Let's just ignore Monokuma. His actions are always beyond comprehension.
Yeah! Let's just focus on the case.
Hey, be quiet so we can ignore you.
Now, where should we start? We've already established what Kokichi is after.
He's just gonna keep talking anyway, isn't he?
In my experience, whenever you learn a new fact, you learn something else along with it.
Yes, let's look for that.
You warmed up to him real fast. I guess you are both robots.
Hey, watch out for that robophobia there. Is it the clothes? I want to know about the clothes, so even if it isn't that, I'm gonna pick it.
Oh no!
Well, shucks. If Monokuma doesn't know who the culprit is, what evidence needs to be analyzed again? Not the file. I mean, maybe the file? No.
Damn it!
Hmm. Something to do with Monokuma. Oh. Not this, right? Yeah. Something we've already looked at. No.
This is it!
Oh, wait, that said...
Let's discuss the video of Kai.
Hang on. What did that say? This is a video shot with a camera from the Exisal. I thought it was just a... Didn't we see a picture of just a regular old... A regular old camcorder? Or is this saying this is shot from with a camera from someone who was in an Exisal? Okay, I'm confused. Oh, sorry, Shuichi. Oh, we gotta watch this again. Oh, man.
Kokichi said that he filmed that video to prove he was not the victim. But we know that Kokichi was trying to mislead Monokuma. So what about the video? It's pretty strange to present evidence that condemns you after all.
Then what kind of mistake was Kokichi trying to get me to make?
Maybe he crushed Kaito with a hydraulic press, so the cause of death would be unknown?
But if that were the only objective, there would be no need to film it. Discovering the crushed body would have been enough. No need to show us the film.
Interesting.
That's true.
I guess you're starting to fit in after all. If you get any cuter, I'm gonna hug you.
Himiko, don't.
Huh? Really?
There must be a reason you went out of your way to show us the body being crushed.
No reason, really. That's just my twisted personality.
The victim's identity. Huh. Oh no. Gotta admit, I'm not sure what I'm going for here. Victim?
I see now.
Who the victim is?
The victim.
Huh?
Who the victim is?
If you show the moment of Kaito's death, Of course it would lead us to believe he died.
And there was the whole point where Exisal Kokichi here went on a bit of a... He made absolutely sure that Monokuma specifically noted that this video has not been doctored in any way and has never been uploaded to any computer. And so, okay, I think I see what you're saying here.
Even if we can't positively identify the body, we would still believe Kaito was the victim. And that might be exactly the mistake Kokichi was going for.
Does that mean the victims were switched?
Switched? Then it was some other dead body that got crushed by the hydraulic press?
Okay, this is getting weird.
What?
Where would he even get another body?
Don't tell me it's actually... Hang on. Is it actually going to be Kaito in there? Is this... Was this actually... Hang on. I mean, it looks like him. I just had a thought. What if this is... What if there's some... Is this some crazy... Something absolutely crazy, like, actually, this has been Kaito's master plan the whole time. And he's somehow switched out himself. But why in the world would Kokichi ever go for that? I mean, this is certainly not boring, but wouldn't Kokichi want to be around to see it? Like, and what was Kokichi planning? I mean... Huh.
There should be plenty to choose from if you reuse the body of a former victim.
Yeah, but how would he get that?
If there was an unknown body, then we could guess the victim was switched. But too bad! Switching the victims was impossible.
I mean, it looks like him.
The footage showed the body being crushed. When in the footage would they have been able to switch the victim? And we already established that the footage was not doctored in any way.
Yes, you made that abundantly clear.
The camera doesn't have any editing functions. Just play, record, and pause. Monokuma also said that no computer was used to edit the footage. Remember?
Damn it! Me and my big mouth!
Which means switching out the victim would not be possible. Also, if the victim was switched, then that would mean Kaito is still alive. We already discussed this so many times. The chance of that happening is impossible.
It might be possible.
Maki?
Huh?
There could be a trick to make the switch possible. We just haven't noticed it yet.
Oh man. I don't know if this is going to be the case, but if it turns out that this is actually Kaito's plan, for one, Kaito, you beautiful luminary of the stars, this is incredible, but this would also be awful because we'd be unraveling his plan, which would not be good. So, the fact that, just the idea that this is Kaito's plan and we're accidentally screwing it up, well, we're purposefully screwing it up, but, you know, because we're going for the truth here. But, oh, that would be awful. Because, I mean, we're technically on the same side as Monokuma right now. I don't know what I'm supposed to be thinking right now. Ugh.
Oh, and what trick is that? See? You don't know, do you? I already said it's impossible.
Maki's not wrong. There is a way it could be done. So we can't just give up here.
Hey, Shuichi. I'll think harder about this as well. So, can you confirm whether or not the victims switch places? If Kaito is alive or not?
Maki.
I don't like the thought that I killed Kaito.
The question is, though, he was still poisoned, right?
I don't want that.
Even if he was switched out, how would he have survived that?
Okay then. Let's talk about the possibility that Makiro mentioned.
Himiko, if you call her that again...
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. Let's all talk it over together.
Well, isn't that
Yeah,
nice and wholesome?
I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Jeez, you guys are a stubborn bunch. There's no trick.
That's probably another lie.
However, if the victims were switched, then that would mean the footage was altered. How could it have been altered when we know that the footage wasn't edited?
If we could figure that out, maybe we'd know how they switched places.
I knew there was a trick to that video the whole time. Okichi made it, so it's 100% suspicious.
I mean, fair. Okay. I'm gonna go with the coat.
There must be some
I'm gonna go with the coat.
trick to that video.
That's what you all gotta figure out.
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Did the placement of that
I have
camera
a
seem
suspicion.
suspicious to any of you? The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
The person in that video. Was it really Kaito?
Something seemed off about that video to me. When the hydraulic press stopped for a brief moment.
Could it be that the video was shot at another location?
Any other bright ideas? Come on, everybody, speak up!
Okay, maybe not. Oh, so this is another lie opportunity, but I do not know it.
There must be some trick to that video.
That's what you all gotta figure out.
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Did the placement of that camera seem suspicious to any of you? The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
The person in that video. Was it really Kaito?
Something seemed off about that video to me. When the hydraulic press stopped for a moment.
Could it be the video was shot at another location?
Okay, let's start throwing some things out here.
There must be some trick to that video.
That's what you all gotta figure out.
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Did the placement of that camera seem suspicious? Seemed unnatural, don't you think?
No.
Something seemed off about that video to me. When the hydraulic press
Nope.
I was wrong!
There must be some trick to that video.
You all gotta figure out.
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Did the placement of that camera seem suspicious to any of you? The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
No.
Oh no!
There must be some trick to that video.
That's what you all gotta figure out.
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Did the placement of that camera seem suspicious to any of you? The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
The person in that video.
Maybe that?
Was it really Kaito?
Something seemed off about that video to me. When the hydraulic press...
Dang it.
Damn it!
There must be some trick to that video.
That's what you all gotta figure out!
That doesn't make sense.
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Doesn't make sense.
Did the placement of that camera seem suspicious to any of you? The filming angle seemed unnatural,
That
don't you
doesn't
think?
make sense.
The person in that video. Was it really
No, I already
Kaito?
saw that.
Something seemed off about that video to me. When the hydraulic press stopped for a brief moment.
Could it be that the video was shot at another location?
Any other bright ideas? Come on, everybody, speak up!
Hmm.
There must be some trick to that video.
That's what you all gotta figure out!
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Did the placement of that camera seem suspicious to any of you? The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
The person in that video. Was it really Kaito?
Something seemed off about that video to me. When the hydraulic press stopped for a brief moment.
Could it be that the video was shot at another location?
I think I already did this, but I just want to make sure.
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
When the hydraulic press stopped for a brief moment.
No, yeah, I already did that. I know.
Oh no!
There must be some trick to that video.
That's what you all gotta figure out!
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Did the placement of that camera seem suspicious to any of you? The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
Nope.
Oh no!
There must be some trick to that video.
That's what you all gotta figure out!
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Did the placement of that camera seem suspicious to any of you?
Did I do this
The
one?
filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
The person in that video.
Ah, shucks.
Something seems off about that video to me. When the hydraulic press
Stopped for a brief moment.
Could it be that the video was shot at another location?
Okay. This one has me stumped. Am I crazy or...
Must be
Hang
some
on.
trick to that video.
That's what you all got.
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function
In that camera.
Did the placement of that camera seem suspicious to any of you? The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
No.
Damn it!
Okay. Okay, hang on. This, video here.
There must
Do you see how isn't the wire cut there on the floor? And that means that the hydraulic press was broken, right? And I think I just noticed this now, but do you see... Hang on, maybe I can get my mouse on here. If you could see my mouse, but on the one... Not pillar, but... I'm not sure what to call this. What the hydraulic press uses to go down. And then there's a reflection here. Does it not look like that the cable is cut already?
must be some trick to that
So
video.
I don't know. Hang on, let me just try
You all
this real
gotta
quick.
figure out.
There is no trick.
Don't you think?
It didn't work on that one.
Kaito?
Something seemed off about that video when the hydraulic press stopped.
It would help if I don't miss the dang thing.
Hydraulic press stopped for him.
No.
Oh no!
There must be some trick to that video.
That's what you all gotta figure out.
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no function in that camera.
No.
There must be some trick to that video.
That's what you all gotta figure out.
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Did the placement of that camera seem suspicious to any of you? The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
Damn it!
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Video to me. When the hydraulic press stopped for him.
Ah, son of a gun. This white noise is so annoying.
Any other bright ideas? Speak up!
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
When the hydraulic press stopped for a bit.
No.
Oh no!
There must be some trick to that video. There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera. Something seems off about that video to me. When the hydraulic press stopped for a brief moment. Could it be that the video was shot at another location?
No.
I was wrong!
There must be some trick to that video.
That's what you all gotta figure out.
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Did the placement of that camera seem suspicious to any of you? The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
The person in that video.
Something seems off about that video to me. When the hydraulic press stopped for a brief moment. Could it be that the video was shot at another location? There must be some trick to that video.
Okay.
That's what you all gotta figure out.
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Did the placement of that camera seem suspicious to any of you? The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
There must be some trick to that video.
That's what you all gotta figure out.
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
I mean, at this point, unfortunately, it's getting to the point where I may just have to try everything on everything, because I don't know what it is. I tried to put the coat ones on the ones where I thought the coat was different. I tried to put the murder video because it looks like the cable's cut there.
That camera seemed suspicious to any of you? The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
The person in that video. Was it really Kaito?
Something seemed off about that video to me. When the hydraulic press stopped for a bit.
Could it be that the video was shot at another location? be some trick to that video.
That's what you all gotta figure out.
I mean, I'm feeling pretty clueless here,
You can check, but
and
there's
so
no
I
editing
feel like I
function on
might
the
just have to.
Did the placement of that camera seem suspicious to any of you? The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
Oh no!
I mean, what I'm thinking of is, you know, it would be. I feel like it'd be boring to just sit here and do this over and over again, and have you guys just watch that. So I'm thinking of just, you know, brute forcing it, and then coming back when I finally get it, just so you know you're not sitting there for, you know, whoever knows how long this will take. Give me a minute. For one, I'm gonna take a break, because this has been going on for a little while. But then, when I get back, I think I'm gonna just, you know, brute force it for a little bit. So give me a moment, please. Hi everyone, I'm back. So I brute forced it. I went through the I did Electro Bomb, I did Kaito's Clothes, I did Murder Video, and then I did Hydraulic Press. And that's where I got to this one here. And so it was on this one when the hydraulic press stopped. And I mean, I put Murder Video on that one before, I think. But man, I don't know. It just feels so frustrating because I just feel like an absolute fool. It's one of those. It was one of those, like, I have no idea moments. And I mean, this is probably something I would have been able to get more quickly if I recalled. You know, there was that moment where when Kibo and Shuichi first enter the hangar, you know, before any murder stuff happens, they're just exploring, and Kibo goes on the press and asks him to do it. I don't recall it right now, but I'm assuming that when that happened, it kind of just went down smoothly and it didn't stop for a moment. So that was probably our hint, but I didn't remember that far back. I hate feeling like an idiot. It almost feels worse than, you know, like there were moments in DR2 and even in this one a couple times, I think, where, you know, you get to the very end and they say, okay, who's the culprit? And I had no idea. This felt kind of similar to that, where, but it's even worse because I think I had a moment like this in DR2 where I just had to brute force it. And it feels worse than on the one where you don't guess the culprit, because you know you're eventually going to get it. You know, you just go around in a circle, but this feels even more inane than that, because it's not only, like, I can't just go for the culprit, you know, you just go down the list of characters, but for this, I gotta scroll to each thing, and then I gotta wait for the text to scroll by every time, and listen to them be chipmunks the whole time. Okay, I apologies for rambling. I probably shouldn't. Me staying on this point is probably doing me no good. So let's get back on this.
Kibo is onto something. Isn't it weird that the hydraulic press stopped for a second?
Yeah, I suppose it was.
Because when Kibo and I first investigated that hydraulic press,
Yeah, that was the hint.
Yes, that's right. The hydraulic press kept lowering itself without stopping.
No, I just completely forgot.
but in the video,
The hydraulic press stopped briefly, right before it crushed the body?
Yeah, I thought maybe it was the cut wire or the sleeve, because, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a silly thing to harp on it, but, you know, we saw in one picture it has the 3 buttons, and then in the video it doesn't have the 3 buttons, so I guess that's why I was so off on this.
But why would it stop?
Oh boy. My favorite minigame, not. Oh, probably this controller we just learned about.
I see it!
This magical thing that can control anything.
the only way to stop the hydraulic press is the force stop button.
An electro bomb went off in the hangar, which would have interfered with the safety function. There'd be no way to stop the hydraulic press unless someone used the force stop button.
When you say someone, you mean Kokichi, right? He was the only one there.
Oh, that was not the remote.
Actually, maybe I pressed it by accident. I don't really remember. So what of it? The press only stopped for like a sec. You can't switch the victim in such a short time, can you?
That's true.
There's also the question of how the bodies got switched while the camera was rolling. That would have clearly been caught on camera.
Oh, I see. It wasn't just the press that stopped.
Huh? Huh? What do you mean?
If you stop something else at the same time you stop the hydraulic press,
Oh, this again. What, the camera?
I see it!
the culprit stopped the video camera at the same time as the hydraulic press. Then, while the camera was off, they switched the body under the hydraulic press. After the body was swapped, the press and the camera were started simultaneously. So it just looks like the press stopped for a moment,
been saying this whole time!
When did you ever say that?
So they stopped at the same time. The camera position did seem odd to me. But now I get it. The trick wouldn't work unless it was set up there.
Huh? Why?
To get the trick we just described to work, the camera had to be set up precisely.
Up here?
There!
Yeah.
The video camera must have been set up somewhere around here. To operate the press and the camera at the same time, it would have to be near the switch.
That's why the video was taken from that unnatural angle. If they were recording it like normal, they would have used a better angle.
And if it was recorded at such an odd angle, then that proves the trick was used.
Camera angles, huh? Looks like your cosplayer experience is finally useful.
Well, cosplay doesn't really come up all that much in class trials.
There was a reason the camera was set up there, but also a reason for the height. When the press was stopped, you couldn't really see who was inside it, correct? That was intentional. The body is mostly hidden by the press, making the swap easier.
The camera must have been placed at such a high position so it would produce that angle.
I wonder if they used that tripod in the hangar to adjust the camera's height.
Did they get that from the warehouse too? Jeez! That place is like a 4D pocket!
You don't get to make that reference.
Then, that logic is correct, right? Kokichi used that video angle trick and switched the victim in the hydraulic press. In that case, Kaito is...
Or he was crushed by the press. He was swapped with a different body. So Kaito's still alive!
Well, wait just a minute.
What? But I just summed it up so nicely.
Himiko, the different body you mentioned, what are you talking about?
The bodies from the other cases. Kokichi's the mastermind, so he... Wait, the mastermind?
Yeah, Kokichi isn't the mastermind, so I don't think he'd be able to produce a body to switch out.
What?
Well, Monokuma, do the rules allow for a body to be reused?
Very well, I'll answer that.
You're giving in pretty easily.
Well, it's crucial information to make the trial fair. This discussion is pointless if it's not clear what the culprit was allowed to do, right?
You're a convenient mastermind, but I guess that makes defeating you worth my time.
Now then, regarding the reuse of a dead body. That is impossible! All the dead bodies have already been thrown away.
Thrown away?
The other bodies are... gone? Then who did Kaito switch places with?
The other person in the hangar?
What's wrong, Shuichi? Who did Kaito switch places with?
Maki, I think I missed something very important here.
Something important?
It really might be Kaito in that exisal there. Oh my goodness. What are we doing here? Victim again? Huh. I don't know what this is. Victim helped?
I see now.
Yeah.
I can't believe I overlooked this.
I mean, it's weird.
What do you mean?
There were only 2 people in the hangar at the time the bodies were swapped, which means they were working together.
Huh? Working together?
The only 2 people involved in the swap were the victim and the culprit. The culprit was operating the camera and the hydraulic press, while the victim lay inside. If they switched places while the press and the camera were stopped, then the person who turned the camera and the press back on was the original victim.
I mean, I guess, as I said before, it seems a bit odd that Kokichi would just go for this, but...
To put it simply, both people operated the press and camera at different times. An impossible trick, unless the victim and culprit agreed to cooperate beforehand.
Oh, sorry.
Victim and culprit cooperated? Is that even possible?
It sounds bizarre, but perhaps that was the whole point. Commit a crime that was so confusing, even Monokuma would be tricked.
Jeez, this culprit's a real jerk. So, have you realized who done it yet?
I mean, what else is there to say?
The apparent victim we saw in the video was Kaito, which means Kokichi was operating the hydraulic press and camera at first. If the 2 of them switched while the press was stopped, then the culprit who started the hydraulic press again and crushed Kokichi must be Kaito. So, the person inside that exosol isn't Kokichi. It has to be Kaito.
What did you say?
So the culprit for this case is Kaito Momota. That is what the ultimate detective has deduced, right?
It's kind of just a random thought. It's kind of interesting to me that, you know, Monokuma is he has his back up against the wall, and you know, with not knowing who the culprit is, has to rely on Shuichi and the rest to figure it out. Did Monokuma just have no way of just, you know, popping open the hatch remotely and just forcing us to see who's in there? Because that would just end this in an instant. Or does that not count as fair? Although, isn't it already kind of irregular to have a person be disguised? I mean, okay, this trial is already unorthodox, but I don't know.
Kaito is the culprit? What? You're joking, right? You can't be serious.
I don't want to believe it either, but it's the only way any of this makes sense. My detective work has led me to the conclusion that Kaito is the culprit.
Is that true? Is Kaito really in there?
What am I supposed to say? That I don't want to believe it? Or that I do, because Kaito would then still be alive, but if he is, then we've just unraveled his plan.
Hey, answer us! If you really are Kaito, then...
I'm the culprit. There's just no way that Kaito can still be alive. Because I'm the culprit.
Wait, you? But didn't you say—
I saw it with my own eyes. Kokichi drank the antidote that he stole from Kaito.
Yeah, that was a question we had.
There's no doubt Kaito died. And he died because of my poison arrow.
But you told us you didn't want to kill Kaito!
Yes, I never wanted to. I wanted to believe that I didn't kill him. But the truth speaks differently. In the end, I was just running away from the facts.
I don't understand.
There was only one antidote, so it's more likely he died from my poison arrow. This is the truth.
It's not decided yet. I could have still killed him with the hydraulic press. Either way, those are the two options. Monokuma knows the answer, right?
Huh? Are those the only options?
I guess that's how things turned out.
No, that can't be. The person in that exisal is...
It's not Kaito! I saw Kokichi drink the antidote! There's no mistake. Kaito is dead. I killed Kaito. There is absolutely no doubt. That's the truth.
But Maki, you don't know for certain that Kokichi drank the antidote.
What?
You saw him drink it right in front of you, but you couldn't confirm he actually did it. So maybe there's another possibility.
What are you talking about? Impossible. That's impossible. There is no other possibility. I killed Kaito!
Oh no.
I killed Kaito! You're the one who's wrong. He died from my poison arrow. There's no other possibility. What do you know? It doesn't matter what you say. I'm telling you, this is the truth. But you keep getting in the way. I was at the scene. So I know I'm not wrong. I'm sorry I kept quiet till now. I wanted to believe I didn't kill him. But I won't run away from the truth anymore. Because I know what I saw. I was at the scene. So I know I'm not wrong. I'm sorry I kept quiet till now. I wanted to believe I didn't kill him. But I won't run away from the truth anymore. I saw Kokichi drink the antidote.
It ends here!
Oh man.
Kokichi just pretended to drink the antidote. He didn't actually drink it.
He pretended to drink it?
Drinking the antidote was part of his lie. Maki could only see so much through the window. She didn't confirm Kokichi drank it. I believe that Kokichi knew this and just pretended to drink the antidote. After Maki left, he gave the antidote to Kaito. There's a strong possibility that all of this was done to make Kaito cooperate.
Make him cooperate?
The swapping trick required the victim and culprit to work together. Kaito's cooperation was essential to Kokichi's plan. However, I don't think Kokichi would be able to sway Kaito easily. He needed leverage. He gave Kaito the antidote in exchange for his cooperation.
In exchange for his own life, you mean?
Kaito had no choice. He had to cooperate after Kokichi saved his life. That's just Kaito's character. And Kokichi knew that. He swallowed his pride with the antidote. and agreed to participate in Kokichi's plan.
But didn't Kokichi make this plan? What good is it for him if he's dead?
I imagine this was all part of Kokichi's plan to confuse us. You wouldn't think that someone would plan their own murder.
A Thanatos gambit.
He went so far as to give up his life, just to create this mystery?
Only Kokichi could think of something so nefarious. Who else would agree to die, just to execute their plan?
Crazy. Why would he go that far?
I bet Kokichi was determined to beat me at my own game, no matter what. But too bad! Shuichi figured out the truth!
Truth? Are you sure it's not delusion?
Delusion?
A delusion completely off the mark. To make you think that I died. But who cares what you guys think? This is between me and Monokuma. I don't give a crap if the extras in this game get it right or not.
Extras?
I'm fine with being an extra.
Huh? Why?
If we're just extras, then even if we get it wrong, we won't get killed.
No, I'd still kill you all. Don't put Kokichi's words in my mouth!
But why? You are being so friendly with us.
If Monokuma gets it right, then he takes everyone's lives, yeah? But if Monokuma gets it wrong, then he'd have no right to take everyone's lives. If Monokuma doesn't know who the culprit is, then this killing game can't function anymore.
Kaito, I believe in you. I still think Kaito is the culprit. Thinking of it that way makes all the pieces fit. I will show you the truth. The truth you can't deny.
Okay, we have the final puzzle where you put everything together. In the comic book form sort of thing. Pretty sure that's what we're about to do. The thing is, it's getting really late, and so I'm thinking, why not just save that, plus then the conclusion of the trial, and then its aftermath. Why not save that all for its own thing? I'm just very tired now. Plus the me screwing up that one section kind of, you know, knocked the wind out of me a bit. So I'm thinking maybe we'll just leave it off for now, and then when I come back on a new day, I'll be re-energized and be much more excited to actually get to the end of this trial, because I'm pretty sure, on the whole, this was a pretty dang good trial. At least certainly compared to the other trials we've had in this game. So I'd rather kind of finish it off in a better mood than I am in right now. So yeah, but mostly just because we're about to hit 2 hours and I need to leave. Yeah. I mean, oh heck, how long does... Well, it's not, it's mostly, it's not the puzzle part, it's the explanation afterward that takes a while. Okay, you know what? Yeah, we'll call it here. We will call it here, and then we'll go over it with Shuichi next time. Okay, yep. Alrighty, everybody. I've been The Worm. This has been Danganronpa VE3. Join me next time, where we will show them all the truth and finish this trial. Alrighty, have a good one.